The town of Black Hollow was the kind of place that time forgot. Quiet streets, old brick buildings, and neighbors who knew each other by name. A town where nothing ever happened until the night people started disappearing. It began 6 months ago. Elliot Grayson, a local historian, vanished from his home. There was no break-in, no struggle, just an open front door and a bedside clock frozen at 3:07 a.m. The police shrugged it off at first. People leave, people run. But a week later, it happened again. Emily Carter, a 28-year-old school teacher, was caught on the school's security camera locking her classroom after a late night. She walked to her car, looked over her shoulder, then the footage glitched. 2 seconds of static. When the video came back, Emily was gone. Her car untouched, keys in hand, not a trace left behind. Then came a third, and a fourth, and a fifth. Each one vanished at exactly 3:07 a.m. A rumor began to spread through Black Hollow. They called it the Vanishing Hour. A cursed moment when time thinned and reality folded, swallowing people whole. Detective Julian Cross wasn't a believer in legends, he believed in facts. But this case didn't care about belief. There were no patterns. The victims didn't know each other. No ransom, no messages. Just one thing in common. Each had received a black envelope the night before they vanished. Inside, only a single slip of paper. When the clock strikes, so shall you. Julian's hand shook as he held the latest envelope, belonging to Harper Wells, a journalist obsessed with solving the strange disappearances. She had called Julian just hours earlier. Her voice was hushed, trembling. She said, "I found something, Julian." Something about Jonathan Graves. He's not just another missing person, he's the start. Before she could say more, the line went dead. By morning, so was Harper. She was gone, her apartment undisturbed, the door locked from the inside. The only thing left behind was her phone, still recording. Julian knew then, this wasn't random. It was a message, a warning. He locked himself in his office and pulled every file he had on Jonathan Graves, a billionaire recluse who disappeared 10 years ago, officially ruled a boating accident. But Harper's notes painted a different story. Jonathan had uncovered something ancient, something tied to the town's founding, and he was silenced before he could expose it. Julian flipped through pages of handwritten notes, clippings, photographs until he saw it. A symbol. An old clock face etched in stone, without hands. Just one word carved beneath it, threshold. Then Julian's phone buzzed. No caller ID, just one message. "Detective, you should stop now." He stared at the screen, then at the clock. It is 3:06 a.m., and then he heard it, the ticking, but not from his wall clock, not from his watch, from somewhere else, inside the room. Julian turned and saw it, a black envelope, sitting on his desk, one he hadn't brought in. With trembling hands, he reached for it. On the front, scrawled in blood-red ink, "When the clock strikes, so shall you," at exactly 3:07 a.m. A shadow moved behind him, and then silence. Julian Cross vanished without a sound. His badge was found on the floor, his chair tipped over, coffee still warm, no sign of struggle, except for the camera glitch at 3:07 a.m. But this time, something changed. 3 days later, an email hit the police department's server. No sender, no subject, just one attachment, an audio file, labeled "Hear Me." She played the audio and it contained Julian's voice, distorted, echoing, saying, "It's not a place, it's a time, a cycle. We were wrong, he's not gone, he's watching, waiting, and I don't know if I can get out." Then silence, except for one sound, a clock ticking. But the seconds, they were going backward. Detective Riley Monroe was Julian's partner. She wasn't supposed to get involved, but she couldn't let it go. She dove into Harper's notes, Julian's files, the tapes, the static. And then she found it. One note, buried under a false folder, a letter written by Harper before she vanished. they never left. The missing ones, they exist between the seconds, between the tick and the tock. If I disappear, don't listen to the clock, listen to the static. Riley replayed the audio file again, slowed it, reversed it. Hidden in the static was a sequence, a countdown. She calculated the intervals, and then it hit her. The next disappearance would happen tonight, at exactly 3:07 a.m., and the next target was her. She has to find a loophole, a solution. After spending hours trying to figure things out, she had an idea, but she started hearing the clock tick. She turns off every clock, unplugs every device. She sits in silence, and still. The ticking comes from the walls, from the floor, from inside her own mind. She whispers into a tape recorder, Julian's old one. If anyone finds this, it's not just time that's breaking, it's us. The vanishing hour is a doorway, and we've been leaving it open. It is 3:06:59. She stares at the empty space in front of her at 3:07 a.m. The light bends, reality hums, and Riley Monroe is gone. But this time, something is different. Riley had set a trap. Using the reverse sequence from the static, she activated a pulse, a disruption in the cycle. And inside that moment between ticks, she found them, all of them. Elliot, Emily, Harper, Julian, trapped in the fractured space between seconds, conscious but lost. With the device clutched in her hand, Riley reached forward and pulled. The world snapped back into focus. She awoke on the floor of her apartment, gasping. The clock read 3:08 a.m., and standing around her, eyes wide, pale and breathless, were the missing. One by one, they had returned. Black Hollow was never the same again, because Riley had proven something no one else could. The vanishing hour could be broken, and now it watches more carefully, waiting for another crack to open. But as long as someone listens to the static, the story isn't over.